Good evening to all of you. I'm Somrita Karan, CCMB Science Communication and Public Outreach Officer. Please join me today in welcoming Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan, Honorable Governor of Telangana and Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry at the launch event of Gene Health Connect, a mobile science exhibition themed on genes and genetic diseases. Joining her are Dr. Vinay Nandikuri, Director CCMB, Srimati K. Sadhna, Director DITM, Dr. Geeta Mani Rayasar, Head CSIR HRDT and Jigyasa, Dr. Ramanuj Narayan, newly minted Director of CSIR IMMT, and Dr. Tangraj, Director of DBT CDFT. Before we start the program, I request you all to stand up for the national anthem.
तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मागे, गाये तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे
Instrumentation. We're delighted to have Madam at the Gene Health Connect launch event on the occasion of World Thalassemia Day. This exhibition is co-developed by CSR CCMB and NCSM Vishweshwaraya Industrial and Technological Museum under Ministry of Science and Technology and Ministry of Culture respectively. This exhibition is facilitated by CSR Jigyasa initiative that aims to take science to young people of India, and enabled by the MOU between CSR Jigyasa and National Council of Science Museums NCSM. I invite upon Dr. Vinay Nandikuri, Director CCMB, to deliver his welcome address on behalf of our ministry.
Hello. I would like to thank our Governor for accepting our invitation and coming here to look at this exhibition and encouraging all of us to do more of these things going forward. This exhibition, the main idea of this behind this exhibition is to take the cause, that is the genetic causes that happen, and educate our young children across both Telangana and Andhra Pradesh about from basics all the way to what are the solutions that they have in case there are mutations that are unexplainable or that there are mutations that exist. So we have kind of thought, I really do not want to take this at this point of time, and I would rather hear what our Madam Governor has to say about this exhibition and her thoughts. So I would like to, without taking any further time, I would like to invite our Governor for expressing her thoughts about this event, and in general, would like to listen to her about what her thoughts. Thanks.
I would also like to invite upon Srimati K. Sadhna to deliver her welcome address on behalf of Team DITM.
On behalf of National Council of Science Museum and Vishweshwaraya Industrial and Technological Museum, Bangalore, it's my privilege to extend a very warm welcome to the Honorable Governor of Telangana. warm welcome to you, ma'am. And also I would like to welcome all the dignitaries who have come here for attending this function. This exhibition has been designed and developed by Research Industrial and Technological Museum, Bangalore, in collaboration with CCMB Hyderabad, and the main aim of this exhibition is to bring awareness about genetics and genetic disorders among the people. This bus will be traveling to the different schools and colleges in the state of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Welcome one and all. Thank you.
Thank you both of you, Dr. Nandikuri and Srimati Sadhana. I would now like Dr. Nandikuri and Srimati Sadhana to felicitate Governor Madam. Thank you very much. It is to my utmost privilege to introduce our chief guest for the evening. A little more than 20 years back, Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan started her career as a medical practitioner after completing her MBBS PG in gynecology. Her medical training and practice spanned across India, Australia, UK and Canada. It is also when her political career began and went on to become the first woman to hold the office of Governor of Telangana. She is the recipient of the International Rising Star of the Year 2018 award by Multi-Ethnic Advisory Task Force USA under US Congressman Daniel K. Davis for her services to the society, especially in the field of politics, public and medical services. She is known for her devotion to public service and enhancement of living standards of common people with focus on health and education. She advocates for uplifting living standards of people through better health and preventive care, and development of society and well-being of citizens even at the last mile. We couldn't have asked for a more esteemed chief guest for the launch of Gene Health Connect today, who would be more dedicated to the cause. Madam, I would like you to release the brochures of the exhibition.
Ma'am, this ఇక్కడ రండి లైట్ ఇటు రమ్మన్నాను చెట్టు అడ్డం వస్తుంది ఇక్కడ అచ్చన్న ఇటు రమ్మని ఇటు లైటింగ్ కూడా బాగుంది అన్న కొద్దిగా బ్యాక్ బాబాయ్ అన్న స్టిల్ ఆయన ఎవరే లచ్చన్న ఆయన ఎవరు అదే డైరెక్ట్
Madam, I would now request you to take over the stage and address our audience.
A special good evening to each and everyone. Am I audible? My respects to the eminent personalities decorating the dais, Dr. K. Vinay Nandikuri, Director CCMB, Dr. Srimati Sadhana, Director Vishweshwaraya Industrial and Technological Museum, Bangalore, Dr. Geeta Vani, HRDG Head, CCMB, Dr. Somat Kharak, Science Communication Officer CCMB, Dr. Ramaraj Narayan, Director CSIR, and Dr. K. Shankaraj, Director EBT. EBT CDF, and all the other dignitaries of the dais, scientists, academicians, press friends, and one and all. Really, it is a great opportunity for me to. It's a great opportunity for me to see the exhibition which is organized by the CCMB and VIT Bangalore. Why I am telling this? Because I straight away came from Chennai flight and I landed here. I came exclusively for this program and again I going by 9:40 flight. Morning I travelled to Vellore, it is 150 kilometers, 170 kilometers from Chennai. Went there, I would have returned to Puducherry, but I again returned 170 kilometers and got the flight by 4:10, reached here. Why I took so much of efforts to come here? Because first my office told we will deliver this lecture by video conference. But when I learned about the program, I told, no, it is my personal responsibility to attend this program because creating awareness about the genetic disorders and the genetic treatment is mandatory and it is the need of the hour, and I have to personally go there and see the exhibition and get the explanation and to interact with the scientists and the genetic specialists. Why I took so much of interest, so much of efforts? Because even though I was a gynecologist, my special interest was fetal therapy. I learned ultrasound before my gynecological graduation itself. Immediately when I completed my MBBS, I was interested in sonology and I had my special training of sonology. But when we started seeing the anomalies, that is 30 years back, then my focus was very painful to see the anomalous child and the pain experienced by the families. So I wanted to have my higher studies as fetal therapist, and I am the second fetal therapist who got qualified from Tamil Nadu. And I was practicing fetal therapy because I have done amniocentesis, chordosynthesis, cord plus clamping. Particularly I am little pleased because this program is on the Thalassemia Day, World Thalassemia Day. And whether you planned it or not, whether it's coincidence or not, because it's the World Thalassemia Day, it's one of the inherited disease. And really I am very happy that the theme of the World Thalassemia Day is be aware, share, care and strengthening the education to bridge the thalassemia care gap. So be aware, share and care. So first is be aware. So this awareness should be created among the youngsters particularly. I am very happy that this vehicle is going to the colleges and the academic institutions in Telangana as well as Andhra Pradesh, because the youngsters should be aware of this disease. And nowadays we are seeing the youngsters who postpone the marriages. We were all fighting to prevent the consanguineous marriage, but now we have to fight against the elderly pregnancies, which is one of the cause of inherited disease. Because now everyone is focusing on their profession and they want to complete their career And then they want to complete their career efforts. They become the carrier of genetic disorders. So wherever I go, even in the colleges, I used to tell them, you can carry your career, but be very cautious. If you want to marry, marry at the correct age and get your pregnancy at the correct age. So we ourselves should not motivate the mutation and the genetic disorders. Long way to go. But I am very happy now the scientists and the academicians have started talking about the genetic therapy. Gene health is very important, gene health. Because we know, because with thalassemia and our Honorable Prime Minister has set a target to eradicate sickle cell anemia as a social cause by 2047. Because I am very happy that a model of sickle cell anemia and the sickle cell cells and the normal cells, we know the sickle cells will block the vessels, which will cause anemia, which will cause edema, distress, dyspnea, so many things. So these all things can be treated and awareness should be there. First of all, and awareness among the practitioners. The family clinicians should be much aware of it. The children should be aware of it so that they undergo early diagnosis. Because I have seen, when I was a sonologist, I have done cord blood sampling at 16 weeks to diagnose some of the inherited disease, and even amniocentesis we have done. 11 to 14 weeks cord blood sampling and amniocentesis by 16 weeks. But there are so many inherited diseases. So now it has become a routine. But in spite of that, some of the parents are unable to digest the cause. So it should be highly preventable, and so I cannot say it's preventable. When it is diagnosed at the earliest stage, because one of the ultrasound features, because I have seen, when I was practicing, 10th month, we delivered a patient, did cesarean for a hydrocephalus fetus. She didn't undergo any scan. When she told her mother-in-law, gynecologist advised a scan, she told, no, we at all didn't have any scan. So your husband, my son, was born hale and healthy without any scan only. So no need, but he very unfortunate to deliver a 19-year-old mother with cesarean, which was hydrocephalus fetus. So nowadays the awareness is there, but in spite of that, 10 to 15% of the rural population are hesitant to undergo some of the diagnostic procedures. So when such efforts are there, particularly when such complicated procedures, because when we talk about thalassemia, the most sickle cell anemia, these are the most important inherited diseases. But even medical students, as medical students, we used to study more number of diseases which even we won't be able to pronounce. But we won't concentrate on the inherited disease which is more prevalent in India. So I am very happy about the exhibition, which very simply elaborate and explain how the strands, how the mutation and how the problems are there. So it is very easy to understand, and because of such awareness programs, youngsters will be aware of the genetic disease. But we know whether it is beauty or beauty, it is genetic inheritance. And because of that, we also know, and nowadays there are so much of researches how our lifestyle pattern and how some of the yoga and some of the lifestyle, simple alteration in the lifestyle pattern can alter some of the inherited diseases. So it is, we have a long way to go, but in spite of that, I am very thankful that you have thought about this, and I thank our CCMB director and all the other institutions who have collaborated with him, so that with the institution, so that awareness is created. And again I say, I am very pleased when I knew about this program, and with much of effort, because whatever maybe that in the lighter sense I can say, when they want to fly the balloons, because of the chromosomal pattern which was adherent to the balloons, they are unable to fly the balloon because it didn't pick up. Then I told, as gene therapy we will attach another 4 balloons. So director told, no, let all sink. I told, no, definitely it will fly because we have made gene therapy in this. But it flew. So that itself a good start. We are very optimistic about gene therapy. We must be very, very optimistic. That is very important. Because patient will be dull, patient won't understand things, because we, the professionals, the scientists, the doctors and the motivators should be more optimistic, and let us all unitedly work for it. And because I want to be a supportive factor, Raj Bhavan will be more supportive to you, because Raj Bhavan is occupied by a doctor, particularly a gene therapist. So I really appreciate your efforts. And from here, I have to run here from Raj Bhavan, and again I have, because I have to be in Puducherry for a very important assignment tomorrow. Exclusively, I travelled for you, I came to motivate you. So I really congratulate you. Let this process be more successful. Sometimes we start with enthusiasm, and sometimes we won't carry out in a much enthusiastic way. So you have more energy and it should be carried out. The explanation should be, I am very happy that pamphlets are in Telugu as well as in English. So it should be explained much properly to the children. So you have to train others also, as very effectively explained by the CCMB director. The same explanation should be passed on by the other trainees also. So with all your efforts, I believe that we can throw some light on the genetic disorders and gene therapy, because they say gene therapy is much costlier, but our gene therapy, we have opened so many avenues in gene therapy. So it can be useful in the sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, cystic fibrosis, and all sorts of inherited diseases, even in cancer, and even AIDS, so many things. And nowadays we are producing vectors, so many innovations, like viral vectors. We have to introduce it, to infuse the genes, to take away the normal gene and to introduce the normal gene. So many efforts are there. So scientifically, let us all be very successful. And first of all, we have to create awareness among the public. And I really appreciate this program, because as it is said, aware, share and care, because you have started the step of awareness, and then sharing, it will create more information, and carrying the patient will be more beneficial to the patient. Thank you so much.
I'm grateful to Dr. Tamil Sai Soundarajan, Honorable Governor, to have accepted our invite as the chief guest for the event today, graced us with her presence personally despite her very, very packed schedule. I'm also very thankful to her office, especially Mr. Akshansh Yadav, IPSC ADC, to Honorable Governor, for facilitating the conversations. Many thanks to Team CSIR under the leadership of Dr. M. Kalaiselvi and Team Vidyasar under the leadership of Dr. Geeta Mani Rayasan. This exhibition is possible only because of a very fertile collaboration with Team VITN under the leadership of Srimati K. Sarga. Our neighboring CSIR labs, IICT and NGRI, have always supported us in our Jigyasa initiatives. I also thank Director INMT and Director CDSD for joining us today. Many thanks to all our friends in press and media for popularizing the initiative. And finally, a huge round of thanks to Team CCMB under the leadership of Dr. Vinay K. Nandikuri. This exhibition has been an effort by many of our students and scientists who are dedicated to the cause of education on genes and genetics. Our research facilities who have always been willing to participate in our science communication efforts. IT, instrumentation section, engineering section, transport, guest house, canteen, public relations office, LTS security, Director's Office and CCMB administration have all wholeheartedly supported the event and the cause. A huge round of applause for all of you. I would now request you all to stand up for the national anthem before we end the program. Thank you very much.